Hey, it's Norm from Test, and I'm here at the RPF Showcase. RPF is the Replica Prop Forum. It's a ton of people gather online to share their builds of replica props. Now, this is Jonathan Faber, who's a member of the RPF, and you're here to show off your TIE Bomber project. Tell me about this TIE Bomber.
The TIE Bomber is used, you first see it in Empire Strikes Back, and it's on screen for about 25 seconds. And I've just always, when I was a kid, I saw the double-hulled TIE Bomber. I was like, oh, that's a great ship. So I've always wanted to have a copy myself. I went on the RPF. There's a lot of research done, a lot of reference. Started collecting all the model kits, because this is all like, this is like a World War II railgun. These are fenders off of a tank.
Wait, so this is scratch built. This isn't like a model kit you can order online, that
right.
that's mass manufactured. This is a studio scale scratch built model to look and represent almost exactly what production used to film the TIE Bomber.
Exactly.
In the film.
It's as close as I could get to the actual filming miniature.
So let's talk about scale first. What scale is this?
I don't know. I think it's about 1/48 scale. Because the original, like the X-Wings and the TIE Fighters, they're about 24th scale.
Yeah.
And I think this is about half that.
All right, and then to start this, did you base this on like another model kit? Because the TIE Bomber, as I remember, it was designed to be inspired, or at least use parts from Vader's bomber, Vader's TIE Fighter.
Yeah, the wings, not including this part, but the wings and the canopy are from the MPC Darth Vader TIE Fighter kit.
Right.
You know, I built this all from scratch. Like it's got aluminum armature, block of aluminum here. There's an aluminum tube that runs through it. And like the original, it's got 6 mounting points, so you could film it from any angle. That's
really interesting. When you say mounting points, you're talking about at the end points here. Like for example, this is a cap point that your model, it's just magnetized. So you pull that off, and you don't necessarily need to mount it that way, but you want to have that because that's what they use. They mounted this vertically, horizontally, so you could get the motion control cameras around it.
Exactly.
To get it to look like it's flying.
Exactly. Yeah, wow. I have no need for that, but I wanted to try to get it as close to the original as I could.
All right, okay. So what other model kits did you use? You mentioned, I am in their model shop, they pull from tank models, World War II model kits.
Yeah,
this is 4 years of building this. Yeah,
this is like the Harrier parts in here. There's a Stuka part, World War II airplane, battleship parts. And some of this is just tubing. This is just EMA hemisphere. The back end is from the Apollo rockets.
Oh. And those greeblies, they could have taken from a model kit just one component. And they just to make that detail.
Yeah, like this part here.
Yeah.
That's the only part used in the whole kit.
From that specific model kit for this.
Yeah.
How would you find that?
There's a lot of people on the RPF who are very good at figuring out what kit or what part came from what kit.
Yeah.
I'm not so good at that. And so
it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it's very collaborative. A lot of people have done a lot of research and figured out what a lot of parts are, and some people are very good at sharing and telling people what they are. So I kind of built off of other people what they had figured out.
So in the process of building this, you told me it was 4 years to get to this point right now. You obviously don't want to leave it incomplete. If some part can't be found, you just sculpt it, cast it and put it there as a placeholder?
I did. As you can see, there's some parts that are off color. And I originally did it what I thought was close enough, and then people discovered what the real part was, so I got the kit, put it on. I also discovered that the colors were wrong. That's the correct color.
How did you get the correct color?
I worked with Fawn Davis, and he had a TIE Fighter that he had built, and so I matched that color. I had that color matched, and so eventually I will repaint this the correct color.
So even though this, to my eye, looks really complete, and in my eye, like the parts that are off color look like the things that are inaccurate. Those are actually the most accurate parts. Because you've taken off the stuff that you built, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, as new parts get discovered, and then you're just going to keep on refurbishing this.
Yeah, that as far as I know, that's it. That's all the undiscovered parts. I have them on there now. But yeah, I just I want it to be as accurate as possible. That's kind of the whole point. And like a lot of things, I'll research for years before I actually start the build. And then that's sort of the process, is research it, get all the information, and then build once you have all the information. And some things aren't known, so you kind of have to start building, and hopefully someone figures it out, or you scratch build it.
Right, right. And using all the information, you're also taking on a cutaway model. Is this your new project?
Yes. This is, I started, after I finished this one, I wanted to do a cutaway of something. And I figured, well, I've got this, I've got molds for the parts, so I'll do this. So this is the cutaway version of that.
Wow. And there never was a cutaway model in the studio scale.
No.
So how are you populating the interior?
Mostly, I'm just making it up.
Okay.
I love airplanes. I'm a big airplane buff, and I'm just sort of going through and imagining what each part would be, or what the purpose was.
Right.
And so sort of making a backstory behind it and figuring out, okay, well, this would be here, that would be there, and just sort of making it up as I go.
I love it. I love that even, like, for example, the interior structure of this wing here, the patterning echoes the interior of, like, the Death Star.
Exactly.
The paneling.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
I sort of copied that whole motif, that design.
Very, very cool. And getting up close to this, I mean, I've seen the studio style stuff on the tour when they bring the models on tour.
Yeah.
And I love that you can point out exactly where individual model parts go, and it's still a build in progress. Thanks so much for sharing this with us,
You're
Jonathan.
welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.